Good morning, everyone. I am just picking up some breakfast. It's about 11:30 now. So I'm doing up a hamburger patty I had in the fridge, and I've got some asparagus that needs to be cooked up. So I'm just doing that in the grease that's left over from the burger. And it really shouldn't take long to cook that up. Pardon my messy stovetop. I haven't had an opportunity to wipe it down yet this morning, and then I started cooking and it just got worse. So I'll go ahead and salt that up. I used a little bit of Tony on my burger, so I think I'll just keep that flavor profile going. I am not to move my camera. Oh, there they went. Oh, got it. Rogue asparagus. There we go. Heat up on that a little bit. Now I'm gonna fry up some eggs to go along with that. Give those a few more stirs. I don't want to cook them too much. I want them still a little bit fresh. And I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, guys, so that is my breakfast this morning. I've got 2 fried eggs, a hamburger patty, and the asparagus. It looks pretty good. Good morning, everyone. Yes, it is still technically morning. I have 5 minutes till noon, so good morning, everyone. I'm just popping on with a quick update video. I cooked my breakfast. Ta-da! You saw that earlier. But I just kind of wanted to throw some ideas out there. I have a recipe video for a baked spaghetti squash. I had actually recorded it either like end of September, beginning of October, and due to some of the more like Halloween based recipes that I was doing, it kind of got pushed to the back burner. So I'm going to be editing that video and posting that probably within the next day or so. Probably pretty soon after this one posts. But I had some ideas. I mean, obviously the holidays are coming up, so that's a thing. I definitely want to do some holiday based recipes. I know cookie season is coming, and I'd like to, I've seen some recipes with fathead dough to make like sugar cookies. And I know that one of my favorite cookies are called pfeffernuss cookies. Pfeffernuss cookies. Pfeffernuss? It's got a P. I'm not sure if it's silent. But we always called them pfeffernuss cookies. They're a spiced cookie. They're German in origin, and they've got like they're sort of a anise flavor, or anise. I'm not really sure who pronounces it how, but they've got a real like nice anise flavor to them, but they've got black pepper, which is weird, but they've got like black pepper in them, and nutmeg, and they're almost like a gingerbread kind of. I think there is a little ginger in them. I'll have to look at the recipe again, but they're sort of a ball cookie that gets pressed down a little bit, which I think will lend itself beautifully to almond flour. So I want to give that a try. I wanted to try it last year, and for whatever reason, I think I was working or whatever, I didn't bother bother doing it. I just gorged myself on regular cookies. But yeah, with like Thanksgiving coming up, I know that my folks and I, we usually do Thanksgiving over at their house, and I'm usually the person in charge of like green beans, always. So I always did green bean casserole for Thanksgiving and like regular green beans at Christmas. And honestly, I talked to them this year, and I was like, they don't know if they have anybody else coming. I'm gonna eat my breakfast. They don't know if they have anybody else coming, and so they were asking what we wanted as like sides and things, and I plan on keeping it pretty keto. I know Mark and Autumn, they won't. They'll eat the biscuits or the rolls and things, and I don't really want to. It ends up being like this slippery slope for me, so I want to keep it pretty solid. But like green beans, we all like green beans. And I may do a recipe that's like a keto green bean casserole, but honestly, I just like green beans. So we're probably just gonna do plain old green beans. We cook them in like a little bit of bacon and beef broth. So it's stupid simple. You cook them till they're soft, and they're delicious that way. That's how I grew up eating them. So that's how we're probably gonna do them. I mean, I love green beans, period. I like them fresh. I like them, I'll eat them straight out of the can. So I really like green beans. But my favorite is just like boiled in beef broth, honestly. So tempting. Boiled green beans. But no, it is tasty because you do it with bacon, or if you got a ham hock, you could throw it in there and then boil them up. But that's how I usually do them. But I recently had a lot of friends, just sort of not people that really know that I do keto, or even really know that I have a channel. They've mentioned that they're either doing keto or are thinking about it. And one of the issues a lot of them seem to have is that they can't have dairy. Like they're dairy free, or they've eliminated it to try and see if that's an issue for them. And I use cheese a lot. If you go back through my recipes, it's like cheesy cauliflower, cheesy yellow squash, cheesy this, cheesy that. So I think I'm gonna maybe come up with some recipes, like maybe a series of recipes that are dairy free. Just things that could be staples for your diet. Things that are I can eat some of my hamburger. I don't want my food getting cold, so you're just gonna have to deal with me eating. Things that could be fairly easy, that you can pull out and cook quickly, and they're keto, they taste good. I don't think my friends have picky eaters like I do. I think they all just pretty much eat whatever. So if it's like a veggie medley type thing where it's like onions and bell peppers with broccoli and zucchini, I think they'll eat it. Whereas my family will run me out of town on a pole. So that's good for them. But I think I will do a series of videos where they're dairy free. But that was sort of the big thing. I should have that, that butternut squash one is not dairy free. It's got cheese all the way through. But it's something that you could make dairy free. It's not butternut squash, I meant spaghetti squash. We had butternut squash the other day. It was actually really good. They did it in the little noodles, like the spiralized stuff. I'd gotten it from the pantry. And they did it in spiralized noodles. I think Publix is starting to do them where they're in big boxes of them, fresh. And so I did that at my littlest one. She's 9 months now, and she ate it like gangbusters. But that's the sort of thing you could do dairy free, but you do it with the Italian flavors. I mean, okay, you're not going to be putting cheese on it, but nothing says that you can't cook it with Italian sausage and tomato sauce, Always make sure your tomato sauce is no sugar added. Tomatoes naturally have sugar in them, so it should be between like 4 and 5 carbs per serving, which I think is like a quarter cup. And there's like 1 gram of fiber, so it brings it down a little bit. That's what your tomato sauce should look like. When you look at the back, it should say, you know, tomatoes, garlic, you know, spices, and just natural stuff that you can recognize. I like the little cans of like the Cantadina, or the generics. I'm not that picky. But I like those. I use those as pizza sauce because they're little cans, and my family doesn't go through tomato sauce that fast. So the little cans mean I waste less. I can use it for something I'm doing. But yeah, you do your spaghetti squash, you cook up some sausage, throw a can of that, maybe 2 if you're doing the small cans, in your pan. You just don't use cheese. So fluff it out with vegetables. Do a little summer squash. I used to do, and I know carrots are a thing for people, but I used to do like pureed carrots in my spaghetti sauce because the acid used to give me heartburn. Funny, it doesn't do that on keto. But you know, you could do all sorts of different veggies, like spinach. You can throw spinach in there, put some spinach in there. I'm not really sure. I don't quite remember what I put in it, so I'll have to go back and watch the video because it's like different every time I do it, honestly. It's kind of like what you have on hand. You could do that with Mexican flavors, where you cook everything up with, you know, cumin and chili powder and enchilada sauce, like I don't know if you like hot, but like a, you know, a nice red or green enchilada sauce. Mix that together, bell peppers, just that sort of flavor, a little bit of onion, and cook that in the oven. You don't have to have cheese on that. It's nice, I like cheese, but it's not necessary. So yeah, just some ideas I'm thinking about doing. So we'll see about that coming up. I might do some. No, I know everybody does them this time of year, the Thanksgiving recipes, but I'm so behind the 8 ball. It's the 13th right now, and for November I'm just completely out of it. So I don't know, that spaghetti squash one's kind of a hearty, nice fall type recipe. But then again, in Florida, we're a little weird. We don't really have a fall, and so we don't really start thinking about fall type recipes, or those warm, comforting recipes, until like January, because we just don't. It doesn't get cold here until then. So I will give those a try. I'll throw some ideas out there. Maybe next check in, I'll throw some more ideas out there. But quick weigh in. I weighed myself the other day, and I was 290. So actually, I'd been down to like 289. Yay! But I knew I wasn't gonna stay there. That was like a really, really low day. But yeah, I've weighed myself the last couple of days, and my weight's about 290 solid. So yay, that is awesome. I will probably hang out there for a while and then weigh myself again and be slowly moving down. It seems like I plateau for a little bit, like I'll be one weight for a month, and then all of a sudden I lose a whole bunch of weight. And then I'm that way for a month again. So we'll just see how this one goes. And so that was my quick weigh-in and some ideas coming up for this month or the next month. And we'll talk to you later.